So you're thinking about moving to Pompano Beach, Florida, but you're just not sure what neighborhood's the best one for you. In this video, we're gonna do a high-level overview of all the different neighborhoods in Pompano, along with a couple of different things that you can go and do. This way, when you do make that move, you know exactly where you wanna be, and you know exactly what you wanna go do. But before we do that, if you wanna know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, living, and even playing in Pompano Beach, South Florida, or Florida in general, please hit the like and subscribe button. We get calls, texts, emails, DMs every single day from people like you looking to move here to South Florida and Florida in general, and we love it. So whether you're looking to move tomorrow, next week, next month, or even in a couple years, please reach out to us. You can call, text, email, DM us, whatever's easiest for you. We want to help you to get your family here to Florida. All right, so now let's jump right into it. So now we're gonna go right to the map on the computer and kind of give you an idea of number one, where Pompano is. Then we'll explore some of the different areas. So as you can see, Pompano's in South Florida, and it's located in Broward County. It has a population of about 111,000 people, so it is pretty big, relatively speaking. Now, obviously not as big as like Miami and Fort Lauderdale and West Palm, but it is a pretty decent sized city. So it goes pretty much as far west as the Florida Turnpike, as you can see over here on its west side border. South side, we're about McNabb Road, right in between Atlantic and Commercial, and then on the north side, Sample. It goes close to Southwest 10th Street, but that's more so considered the Deerfield area, and we'll kind of explore that. And then obviously as far east as the beach. So before we jump into that though, I do have a map pulled up right here, so of all the different neighborhoods, and we'll go and explore them too in depth. So as you can see out west, there's like Palmer, Collier City, Northwest Pompano. Up north we have Highlands, Crest Haven, and then obviously along the beach and all the communities right there on the water as well. Snug Harbor, Garden Isle, Cypress Lake, Santa Barbara Shores, Santa Barbara Estates, Harbor Village, and Avalon Harbor, which are pretty much like, when you think of Pompano and being on the water, those are the neighborhoods you think of. And then you get into Lighthouse Point, and really, between you and I, when you look at the homes, there isn't much of a difference, but when you're on land, you can definitely tell the difference between Lighthouse Point and Pompano. However, Pompano is definitely coming up, and it's gonna be rivaling Lighthouse Point here very, very soon. So let's kind of go back here. So I have a couple other links pulled up for us. This is the owners versus renters key. So just kind of looking at, do people own most of these homes in Pompano, or are they renting them out? So as you can see from this, the red areas are areas where it's mostly renters, and the green areas where it's mostly homeowners. So everything out west, for the most part, is a lot of rental properties, and there were some really good rental deals. Not saying there aren't now, but back in the day, maybe a couple months ago, there were some really good rental deals, and they do command very strong rents, close to $3,000, $4,000 a month. So if the numbers work out, it's an excellent place to rent. You have lower taxes, plus plenty of things to do, especially with all the money that they're dumping into Pompano, which we'll touch base on in a little bit. And then as you can see out east, close to the beach, a lot of these condos are mostly the owners live there. A lot of seasonal type owners, so when they are in season, they're just empty. They're not renting them. And then most of the homes on the water people do live in. Then the last link I have before we do get to the map tour is the desirability index. So this is just kind of showing you in terms of the values of homes. So the closer it is to that red color, the cheaper it is. More close to that green color, the more expensive it is. And just like anything in South Florida, obviously all the stuff right there on the water or even on the beach is green. It is going to be more expensive. As you get a little further west, it does get a little bit more affordable. And then there's things that are in between as well. So you have a little bit of a mix of everything, which is really nice. You also do have a great mix of condos, townhomes, and even single family homes. So now let's jump into the map and kind of see what Pompano is all about. Okay, so now let's dive into the map side of it and the neighborhoods and everything that Pompano has to offer. So as we zoom in here, this is going to be the Garden Inns Palmer area. So in Palmer, there is a golf course as well. There's over 100 different buildings with over 3,500 different residences in all of them, or most of them. It's a good mix between condos as well as estates. But for the most part, when you think of Palmer, you think of condos. And there's a lot to do. And by no means is it an age-restricted community either. I mean, there's people of all ages in here, and there's condos that are a lot more outdated, and then there's super updated, more modern looking ones as well. So there's everything in between. Then as we head a little bit east, so this is Harrah's Pompano Beach, which is the casino. They're actually putting a Top Golf over here. They actually just broke ground as well, so that's gonna be really cool. We're excited for that. Sky Zone Trampoline Park, a lot of different things. You have a Walmart right over there. There's a Wyndham Hotel. You even have Planet Fitness, and there's a Publix. So everything's right there. You don't really have to go too far. If you don't want to drive out to the beach, you don't have to. Everything's right there. They have a pool. I mean, it's real. You don't have to go anywhere except for the grocery store. Then as we head a little bit east now, in between Palmer and 95, we have the Industrial District, which is right here where that Harrah's is that we were talking about. And then you get into like the south side and Lions Park area on the east side of 95. So this is more residential, a lot of homes over here. And then you can kind of work your way a little bit more east. And this is the Pompano that people really think about when you think about Pompano. So this is all the homes on the water. So this is the Gardens Isle neighborhood right here. So there's still some homes back in here that aren't on the water, but most of them are. There are a couple fixed bridges. So this bridge right here on Federal is a fixed bridge. I want to say it's about 10 feet or 11 feet. I know you get a nice 20, 30 foot center console with a T-top under it, but you can't get anything with a fly bridge under that. Just south of that, we do have the Cypress Lakes neighborhood as well. Very similar to that of Gardens Isle. And then Snug Harbor. So all right there, all west of Federal. So you just have to be careful if you do have a boat that there are fixed bridges. Then once we get east of that, so this is Lettuce Lake or Lake Santa Barbara. People call it both. A lot of people just anchor out here, hang out for the day, just enjoy. I mean, it's not too rough. For the most part, you don't get a whole lot of choppy water from the intercoastal. Right here is the Santa Barbara shores, and this is the Santa Barbara estates. So the estates aren't on the water, but the shores are on the water. And you have everything in between, from smaller single family houses up to those more modern contemporary homes as well. Plus there's actually quite a few empty lots as well if you just want to build your own house. On the east side of the intercoastal, we do have a lot more condos and townhomes over here once we get up to Atlantic. So we'll zoom in a little bit up here. So now you have, this is like the Harbor Village area. So again, you do have some homes on the water, and then you do have homes that are not. We zoom in here, that LA Fitness is relatively newer, not as packed as that one in Fort Lauderdale. So if you want a good workout, go over there. There's a West Marine, Zona Fresca, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. And they're actually building quite a few apartments over here as well. So they're building one right behind the Publix supermarket. There's two over here, one right next to the UPS store, and then you have Maria up here as well. So there's a lot of development going on, especially on the apartment side of things. And this is considered right south of the air park, Old Pompano. So a lot of single family homes this where, I mean, there's some great deals to be found. A lot of homes that, I mean, you can either build onto or just restore. Plus there's some that are move-in ready as well. But obviously you pay a little bit more for a move-in ready home. So one thing I do want to talk about is how you head to the beach and go to like the Pompano Beach, like what actually is Pompano Beach and that kind of area over there. So as we head down Atlantic, you have to go to Dandy Donut. It's probably one of the top 5 donuts in all of South Florida. Top 2, maybe not even number 2, all I'm saying. It's really good. You have to go check it out. And as you head down Atlantic, there's a couple different places to go check out. You have to go to Flanagan's, you know, it's a South Florida staple. I don't know exactly how to pronounce this, but I've been there. Zoyu's by Tale Thai, amazing Thai food. There's another good place in Fort Lauderdale called Thai Spice, which is out of this world. I would say that might be the best Thai food in all of South Florida. And it's only maybe about a 10-minute drive from Pompano. No, not even. I'd probably say with traffic, 10 minutes, probably about 5 minutes. But back to Pompano, as we're going down, heading down Atlantic, you have 26 Degree Brewing Company right across from the Publix and the Publix Liquors. And over here is where they're building those new apartments that we were speaking about earlier. Plenty of different shopping. Well, not really shopping as much. Maybe little places, like little hole-in-the-wall stuff, but a lot more restaurants. Houston's on the water, Foundry. A lot of people love that, especially for the brunch. Then as we head across the intercoastal, now we get into the beach and the Pompano Beach Beach Club. And what I really want to talk about, and I like a lot, is Pompano Beach Fishing Village, which they recently redid, and it's unbelievable. So as you head, you can park like pretty much anywhere over here, but for the most part, everyone now parks at the Pompano Beach Pier and Fishing Village. That everything's been redone. They have a brand new 655 car garage. The pier's been redone. Plenty of restaurants. You have Lucky Fish Beach House, which is amazing. You can go up there and you get a view of the water, which is really nice. And this is a beach house right here. There's BurgerFi, there's Killwinds. They're putting a lot of things in here. There's even like, let me see if I can switch to the satellite. Over here, where you see this little tiki hut outside, so you can get drinks right there and just hang out. Cannoli kitchen. I mean, there's everything right there, and it's really cool because it's all brand new. And then even early in the morning sometimes at this Pompano Beach, well, not at the playground, but over here, right off Atlantic, they do sunrise yoga. So, I mean, there's always something to do for everyone, which is really cool, especially with all the money that they put into it. And it's just showing you that they really are serious about transforming not only how Pompano looks and feels, but just transforming it into that upscale living that South Florida is really known for, with Fort Lauderdale, Lighthouse Point, Boca, just right around them. And they want to be able to compete with that, and they are definitely on their way. So now we're working our way towards like the downtown area, or what would be considered downtown Pompano, and they're really putting a lot of money into this. Even just Pompano in general, they really want to make it seem like that of Fort Lauderdale and compete with Fort Lauderdale and both Boca, because that's kind of bordering it on either side. They want to have everything right there. They're dumping a lot of money, like I said. One of the cool things about it over here that they just built is called the South Bar and Kitchen. I haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but everyone that's gone said it's really good. So that's on my to-do list to go check it out. If you get to do it before me, let me know in the comments down below how you enjoyed it. Then over here also is the Blanche Ely area. So I remember we played Ely in sports in high school. Ely was always one of the best schools out there in all sports. Then you kind of work your way a little bit more west and you get into Old Collier and Collier City. Then a little bit north right here. So this is the Northwest Pompano area. Most part, not a whole lot of homes and places to live over here. As you can see, it's a little bit more industrial as we zoom in. So you have Home Depot, there's Restaurant Depot, FedEx Shipping Center, Fresh Point, South Florida, auto parts, flooring, Penske. I mean, there's a lot of different businesses. Everything's right here. Pompano Beach Brewing Company's over here. You have to go check that out. Really good brewery, especially if you like trying different beers and things like that. There's a Costco, Festival, Flea Market, and Marketplace. It used to be called Festival Flea Market. Now it's called Festival Marketplace. But right there on the border between Pompano and Coconut Creek. And then on the other side of, this is Butterfly World is technically Coconut Creek, but it's right there next to Pompano. Coconut Creek's the butterfly capital of the world. So you have to go check that out. It's fun, especially if you have children. It's a cool thing to do. Tradewinds Park and Stables. They have Frisbee golf, which is really fun as well, plus plenty of fields and things. But back to Pompano. So as we head a little bit east now, we have Loch Lomond, Leisureville's over here as well. So Leisureville is a 55 plus community. So that's, if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable and you do qualify for the 55 plus, definitely worth checking out, because obviously some other condos and townhomes and single family homes in general will be more expensive. And this way you can kind of lock in a better price. Then we have the Crest Haven area, which is just north of the Pompano Beach Air Park. I would say it's pretty similar to that of Old Pompano. Homes are similar type style. A lot of great opportunities for rental properties as well, or even first-time home buyers. Awesome area. Then we have Avalon Harbor. So these homes are on the water, similar to that of Harbor Village in a sense, but then you're kind of like creeping up the Lighthouse Point. So you can, like I said before, when you're on the land side of it, you can definitely see a difference when you get in the Lighthouse Point. Lighthouse Point does have a little bit more of a bougie type feel to it compared to Pompano. However, Pompano is definitely working its way towards it, especially with a lot of the new construction that's being built and people redeveloping some of the homes that they bought as well, both on the water and not on the water, which is really nice. And then as we zoom out here a little bit, so Highlands is that last neighborhood in Pompano before you get to like the Deerfield, Hillsborough Beach, Lighthouse Point area. Over here you have a Walmart Supercenter, ABC Supply Company. It's not ABC Liquor, don't get excited. There is a liquor store, but this is not it. But everything over here, you have all your cars and dealerships pretty much right here along Federal. As you can see, Sheehan, Buick, GMC, Ford dealer closed. Unfortunately, there's a Kia, that Wawa in the corner, great gas prices. You have to get a Wawa hoagie if you haven't gotten one. Game changer. So if you or anyone you know are looking to move to Pompano, South Florida, or Florida in general, or you already live here and just looking to make a change, we would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, DM us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.